Entrepreneurs on the Move.
All right, always on a Wednesday. I enjoy the slot, and I know you do as well. We look forward to it during the week. It is called Entrepreneurs on the Move, and we either find some really good talent that hasn't been discovered, or we find some talent that has already been discovered, and we even make them more important. So, with no further ado, let me tell you about Teboho Mafodi. He is a wise 30-year-old gentleman. He's a serial entrepreneur who has made a name for himself through his business ethics, hard work, passion, and flawless work throughout the country. The TM Group. The TM Group is a large conglomerate of different companies. Wow. Includes multimedia, public relations, IT, and construction. You see, we really find them for you here. Teboho, welcome, and thanks for being with us.
No, thank you for having me, Stevie.
Hey, I wish I was you. Wish I was 30, and I wish I had a lot of different companies. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this now. Where are you from originally?
I'm actually from the Dusty Street of Wattville, Benoni. It's a small township in Benoni, Agoroleni.
All right, so you're a township boy.
Yes,
okay.
Proudly so.
Absolutely. You finished school. What did you do?
For instance, Stevie B, growing up the way I did, it was unfortunate that I had to actually finish my school from night school. And I became fortunate that I was a self-taught IT guru from the back room of my house.
That's amazing.
And I was discovered by the former president, Thabo Mbeki and Mark Shuttleworth. They sent me to Tshwane University of Technology to actually go do information communications technology.
How did he discover you?
You know what? I always say to people, be so good that it becomes hard for them not to recognize you or talk about you. I mean, he recognized me through social development, because I think the news or the word spread out quickly. Because I was actually a center manager for the Adelaide Tambo Development Center. It was started by the former Mama Adelaide Tambo. That's how the news got out there, that there's this boy that did this.
That is amazing. So you went to TUT, Pretoria, the University of Technology.
Yes.
And how long did you spend there?
I spent about 2 years there. Then I came back with it because the purpose of that was for young individuals like myself to actually be empowered and to actually go make a difference within the community. So that's what I did. Then I came back working for social development because there is the one that I actually initiated the opportunity.
Interesting that you said a little bit earlier that you were self-taught. You actually knew a lot before you went to TUT.
Yes, no, I did.
So you already had it in you?
No, I had it in me.
Okay.
Yes.
You came back and did social development. What kind of social development?
For instance, I mean, back in the days, I mean, we're getting into the IT era. For instance, now what we did, we developed IT centers within the townships where we were educating or teaching people from the townships actually how to be computer literate so that it gives them opportunities to be employed or to be employable for that matter. Because obviously we all know that technology was slowly changing and it was going to be a matter of time that it actually, take over the country. So we had to be filling up that gap.
When you started this process of becoming an entrepreneur, did you have any idea where it would lead? Did you have a vision?
You know what? I knew one thing though. I knew that I was destined to be successful. It doesn't matter what. I always say I'll never forget how I grew up having to go to school with shoes that had holes underneath. And in the midst of that, one thing that I knew is that I was destined to be successful. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. That's why I always say it gets to a point in life where you get that one big break. So I knew that I wanted to be in business, but I didn't know the type of business that I want. Obviously, IT, it's what I knew, and that's the space that I got into. And later on, I met a gentleman that actually changed my entire landscape of business to say, you know what? He asked me an interesting question. What is it that you want out of life? I said, I want to be a millionaire at the age of 35. He said to me, why do you want to be a millionaire then when you could be a millionaire now? So coming from the township, it's actually something that is totally different. And he offered to teach me how to actually make money. And I had to work for him and be in a position to actually make my own.
So he was your mentor?
He was my mentor. You probably know the gentleman as Busiso Mkwanazi.
Okay.
Yes, that's the gentleman that actually taught me what I know.
Yeah, and you make such a good point there, because I tell a lot of people that luck does come into it. You've got to be lucky in life. Sometimes you've got to be at the right time, at the right place. You've got to be the right age at the right time. The industry that you're going into has to be poised correctly. And of course, technology is where all the action has been for a number of years now. So you really chose the right industry.
Yeah, no, man, it was actually, you know what, I always say I'm where I am because God has actually given me the privilege to be here. And I mean, coming into this industry, I didn't know there's what we call the digital industry at the time for me, and it was just about a matter of fixing computers, and I didn't know how broad this industry is. The system development, these days we've got social media, and it has actually blossomed very much.
Speaking to Teboho Mafodi, serial entrepreneur and founder of the TM Group, in the studio live with me. We hear that you own and produce a TV show called Ekasi Enterprise. Tell us about it and give us reasons why you started the TV show.
Okay, you know what happens when Stevie B? I mean, for instance, being an entrepreneur, what I've realized is that I'm so passionate about business that, for instance, I want us to get to a point where we can compete with Nigerian entrepreneurs, Kenyan entrepreneurs. Those boys are competing on US dollars right now, on euros and whatsoever. And with us, South Africans, it's actually different. So I wanted to create a platform where we could actually showcase opportunities that are out there for entrepreneurs, especially hence entrepreneurs that come from the township. They want to sit and wait for opportunities to come to them. Where else? This is a platform where I said I want to showcase opportunities and other entrepreneurs that have actually stepped out of their comfort zone to actually say how is it that, or what is it that they did to actually be where they are today.
Tell us about the public relations company you got. Why? I mean, public relations is labor intensive. It's not very technologically based. It's more of a homegrown industry as compared to IT. Why go into that type of industry, low-tech industry, should I say?
Okay. You know what? One thing in life I refuse to say I don't know. Being in the digital industry or the digital space, I mean, at some point we're regarded one of the largest leading black-owned digital advertising agency. Obviously, advertising online, being social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, even when they were starting at the time. And for instance, we had a couple of clients that said, I mean, but if you guys can do this for us, I mean, I'm sure you might as well handle our PR. And I refuse to say I don't know. I went to experts that were actually in the industry to actually learn a thing or two. And I tried it, and you know what? It actually worked out. Obviously, now I'm not in a position where I'm doing those things myself. I mean, we've grown a company in such a way that I give credit to my team. I've got a good team of people that are actually being in a position to actually execute this for us and actually make us look good.
I suppose what separates a lot of people are those who think of an idea and those who actually put that idea into fruition. And a lot of us have good ideas, but many of us don't follow ideas. What it seems like you've done, you had these ideas and you've transformed them into actual things that you can touch and feel and recognize today. What makes somebody go over that divide from thinking about something or contemplating something and actually doing it? Is it perseverance? What is it?
You know what? I think with most people that actually are afraid to take those steps, more than anything, it's fear. Fear of the unknown. Would I start this? It would fail. Or sometimes they go into things because somebody else is doing it. So with me, and so for instance, you look at our company, we've mainly invested in skills and the capacity that we have. I mean, for instance, I've got an idea, but reality is I won't do everything myself. I need the right people with the relevant skills to actually do that. One thing that I know and I've understood with myself is that I'm a good strategist. I come up with a plan, I come up with a good strategy, get the relevant people, and we execute it going forward.
Speaking to Teboho Mafodi, serial entrepreneur and founder of the TM Group, what is your message for other entrepreneurs up and coming that you'd like to pass on to them?
I mean, what I'd say to other entrepreneurs is that worrying and thinking about ideas, not actually doing something about them, those ideas would actually go to waste. I live by the slogan that do it right, first time, every time, and all the time. If ever you're going to do something, it's either you do it well or you don't do it at all. Usually my friends, they love laughing. They love laughing at me when I always say it's either you go big or you go home. When you know that you want to do it right, you definitely make sure you make it work.
Makes a lot of sense to me. How would your employees describe you, Teboho?
No, it's quite an interesting one. One thing I always say, for instance, I know I'm very disciplined. I'm not an easy boss to work with, but at the same time, I'm very fun. And one of my employees last time was saying that, you know what, I've got ideas that think like gold. He says I don't speak anything in passing. Once an idea comes, I want to definitely execute it. So they regard me more of an executor more than anything. I remember last time they said Vuyo, on TV, you know the ad, the Vuyo one. They were saying they think they've got Vuyo there. We've got Vuyo here. If they want to see Vuyo, they should come here.
Excellent. The future.
In the future, Stevie B, we're looking forward. You know, there's the Global Entrepreneurship Week coming up.
That's right.
Yes, for the Global Entrepreneurship Week, we thought, you know what, let's put together an event for game changers that have actually contributed to the economic landscape of the country. We've got your Meputi Mahanyele, Group Chief from Shanduga. We've got Lebunguguluza from Dragon's Den. A whole lot of other speakers like Tandega Nene and Timothy Morris Webster, where we want to invite young people on the 22nd of November to actually come in and see other people that have actually achieved as to how is it that they got to where they are and which route did they follow. Because sometimes we see these people on TV. Sorry?
Together?
Yes, we're definitely putting this together. We've agreed on the date of the 22nd of November. Okay. as long as you're not gonna walk out on us once you see the pressure and the caliber of speakers you're gonna be having.
I've done as big. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Listen, absolutely fantastic. Well done. On your hard work, your good ethics, your passion, your motivation. Creating employment for other people, which is tremendous. Is there a website that people can go and find out more about you?
Okay, yeah, my website. I mean, people can go to my personal website. It's tebohomafodi.co.za, tebohomafodi.co.za. Then what we'll be putting up links that will be leading them to other sites as well as in regards to the information for the event that is coming up on the 22nd.